Straight ahead, a special New Year edition of 12 News, new laws that impact smokers and drivers. Plus, a look back at 2015 from rail issues to a devastating bug. But first, a local author on looking forward to a new year.
Let go of negativity and stay present and stay positive.
12 News starts right now. And thanks for joining us. More than half of us will make New Year's resolutions.
But this year, Time Magazine reports one resolution trumps the list, and it isn't connected to weight loss or money. It's about enjoying life to the fullest. Reporter Shannon Slatton explains how that's not a surprise to one local businessman.
We want that number to eat your body weight or greater.
Definitely a lot of people coming in that want to either lose weight, build muscle, improve performance.
The new year always brings renewed dedication to fitness.
The new year for a lot of folks would mean a chance to create a new you.
Participation goes up at gyms like this one in Plymouth, where people sweat it out together.
There's no truer statement. There's no time like the present. In order to see changes, you have to make changes.
Putting action behind your goals can turn resolutions into reality.
And if you truly want to make a difference in your life, show up, put the attention to it, and do it.
CEO John Goodman knows a thing or two about achieving goals. He creates and manages properties all over the world through the Goodman Group. This year, Goodman turned published author with his book, The Road to Self, which compiles notes from a road trip.
There was a stream of consciousness and noticing things along the way and how miracles would unfold.
In his book, he writes about coming to peace with the past, taking advantage of opportunity, and being present in everyday life.
Let go of negativity and stay present and stay positive.
Goodman says only you can make a change in your life.
You know what's best for you.
But always give yourself and others grace when setting and achieving resolutions.
If you can be more accepting and less judgmental of others and yourself, if you can learn to love yourself and love others, I think that will make the world a much better place for all of us.
All right, every day, take a step forward, try to avoid taking steps back. We'll see progress.
Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
At many nonprofit organizations, the last day of 2015 brought a steady rush of last-minute donations. Many people lined up to donate money and belongings so they can take a deduction and save on their 2015 tax returns. For Arcs Value Village in New Hope, they've seen a steady stream of donations come in over the past week. Someone even donated a car.
Yeah, this week is kind of the biggest week for donating. We call it Donation Week. So we had about 250 donors, I think, yesterday, and we can probably get up to maybe 300 today.
Arcs Value Village typically sees about 150 donations a day at the New Hope location. Those donations help to benefit people with disabilities.
The new year will bring new laws that impact drivers, police, and smokers. Lawmakers finalized guidelines for license plate readers used by police, but they want police departments that use the technology to lay out their own policies for maintaining license plate information. And beginning January 1st, motorists will have to provide proof of insurance before they can register a car in Minnesota. And the tobacco tax is going up by 12 cents in 2016. The average cost for a pack of cigarettes is now over $8, which will include about $3.54 in taxes. The higher taxes are designed to keep smoking rates down, but critics say it hurts businesses if consumers cross state lines for cheaper tobacco.
That's what we've seen, is that more people are choosing to stop smoking instead of crossing the border. And also we'd say to business owners, you know, cigarettes are among the most dangerous products you can sell. So selling fewer cigarettes in Minnesota is good for the health of our state.
Also, starting in 2016, medical marijuana can be prescribed to help ease what health officials call intractable pain, which is when the pain cannot be treated another way. Medical marijuana became legal in Minnesota last July. It got off to a slow start, but for some, like 4-year-old Harley Hundley of Golden Valley, it has made a difference. Harlow suffers from a rare form of epilepsy that causes her to have daily seizures.
It's just given her a new chance at life. It's just brightened her up and made her physically stronger, standing up straighter, starting to walk upstairs, downstairs. It's definitely not, it has not cured her seizures, but it's definitely given her a better quality of life.
Beth met with the governor and other legislators throughout the year, urging them to pass the bill.
In New Hope, the year 2015 began with a shooting at City Hall that injured 2 police officers.
The gunman was killed in a matter of seconds, but the memories of the ordeal have left deep scars.
You move on, but you never forget.
For New Hope Police Chief Tim Fournier, his workplace is also the site of his most traumatic crime scene.
We train for active shooter training. You just don't expect it's going to come to your own house.
Each day, entering New Hope City Hall, each step up and down the stairs serves as a reminder of what happened January 26, 2015, outside the City Council chambers.
The bulk of the crowd was right in this area here.
Moments earlier,
the City Council meeting of January 26th.
At a City Council meeting, 2 new officers had just been sworn in.
I will support the Constitution of the United States.
As the police department and proud family members left the council chambers to take pictures and celebrate in the lobby, 68-year-old Raymond Kometz, with a history of mental illness and run-ins with the law, entered City Hall and walked up the stairs with a 12-gauge semi-automatic shotgun and right into the crowd, firing 1 round as council video rolled.
Get down, get down. Everybody get down.
We have shots fired in our City Hall.
He was spotted pretty quickly by 3 officers. All 3 of them acted as decisively and as fast as they knew they could.
2 officers fatally shot Kometz. A 3rd officer, Bo Schoenhard, lunged for Kometz's shotgun and was injured in friendly fire. A 4th officer, Josh Ernessy, was injured by the gunman's shot.
Yet the shot was able to not only strike Officer Ernessy in the shoulder, but also continue on through the door and into the council chambers.
1 year later, the police chief knows it could have been so much worse. Other weapons, cuffs, and ammunition were found in the gunman's car.
This is an individual who we've known a long time about and who's been mentally unstable for a long time.
My name is Ray Kometz.
New Hope Police and city staff had 39 contacts with Kometz since 2008.
I'm going to address you with an issue that I think is your issue.
The city of Crystal had obtained a restraining order against him for threats made. It was later revealed Kometz obtained his shotgun from a straw purchase by an acquaintance.
The what-ifs will eat you up, and you can't dwell on the what-ifs. All you can dwell on is how it happened, how you responded, can we learn anything from it? Or did we do just about the best job we could have done in that situation? And I do believe that. We did the best job that we could have done for the time and for the circumstance.
Recently, Chief Fournier recognized his staff, including Officers Ernessy and Schoenhard, now back on the job after multiple surgeries. The annual Police Awards ceremony was moved to Cooper High School, where a packed auditorium recognized the whole department, including the 3 officers who took down the gunman. It was a final acknowledgement of a trauma New Hope won't forget. The 2 officers who shot and killed the gunman were cleared by a Hennepin County grand jury. The Crystal Police Department was recognized this year for its hard work in the Barway Collins case.
Now, Sonia Goins reported on the emotionally draining few weeks as officers tried to determine what happened to the 10-year-old boy.
I was with my niece and my sister-in-law shopping the day that I got the call that his body was found in the river.
Chief Stephanie Revering says that the Barway Collins case is one she'll never forget.
It was very emotional from the start.
This is the last time 10-year-old Barway Collins was seen. The boy went missing March 18th, shortly after getting off of a school van. For weeks, the community and law enforcement officials frantically searched for the boy. From the beginning, she says they knew Barway Collins' dad, Pierre Collins, wasn't being honest.
From the minute that Pierre actually reported his son missing, his story wasn't lining up with what he was telling us.
I've been working with them, so I don't know why they say that I'm not being truthful. I'm doing everything that I can do for my son to be home.
Several investigators questioned Pierre Collins for weeks.
Many interviews of Pierre Collins was done in here.
The chief says Pierre voluntarily came to the police station to tell his side of the story. They were eager to listen.
Did he fail the lie detector test? He did.
On April 11th, a group of volunteers found Barway's badly decomposed body floating in the Mississippi River.
I knew he was most likely going to be found in the river, but it was sad. It was a very sad day.
Electronic evidence put Pierre at the scene. He was arrested on April 14th and charged with second-degree murder. A few weeks later, he confessed.
What possessed him to do it, I have no idea.
While the case is officially closed,
Pierre admitted to killing his son, and it's over in our minds.
Chief Reverend and the rest of the department say Barway Collins will forever remain in their hearts.
We see emotional things every single day in our job. However, we certainly don't expect to see a 10-year-old get his life taken away by his father.
Well, coming up, more stories that made headlines in 2015 in the Northwest Metro.
And later in sports, a look back at the year in local high school sports.
But first, your New Year forecast.
"2015 was the year Brooklyn Center dedicated a long-awaited amphitheater.
In Brooklyn Park, development along Highway 610 took off. And here's a look at some of the other headlines of 2015. In March, Hennepin County officials took a unique step to head off a controversial railroad connection in Crystal.
Well, this is obviously the biggest issue to hit these parts for a long time.
A standing room-only crowd gathered as County Board member Mike Opad announced a plan to buy property before the railroad could. Officials were concerned about a rail intersection that they said would bring more train traffic to the area.
Today, I can report to you that we have a signed purchase agreement from the owners and the county.
With the county owning the key parcels, the legislature stepped in and rolled back the railroad's eminent domain authority so they cannot take property from the county if it would impact public safety.
We're expecting and hoping for 27,000 riders per day by 2030.
The process for planning light rail moved from public input sessions to the next step, which will be municipal consent in 2016. 11 stops are planned between Target Field in Minneapolis and the Target campus in Brooklyn Park. The cost estimate grew to just under $1.5 billion.
Just grin and bear it. That's, we have good company and we'll just enjoy the extra time with each other.
Motorists tried to put road construction gridlock in the best light. There were numerous closures on I-494 as work was also being done on 394 and often Highway 100. The Highway 494 widening project continues in the new year.
It's kind of an insidious little bug.
In September, Plymouth officials found the destructive emerald ash borer in a tree near Medicine Lake. In the bark, you can see live grubs that will turn into the beetle and eventually kill the tree. Plymouth has treated hundreds of ash trees on city property since 2012, but now that it's in the area, they believe the beetle will likely spread to trees on private property. At the Coon Rapids Dam, a $16 million project that took 3 years to repair erosion and to block invasive species of carp from moving up the Mississippi River, came to a finish. There was a party as the walkway between Coon Rapids and Brooklyn Park reopened.
I've been waiting 2 years for this moment.
Up next in sports, John Jacobson takes a look back at some of the top moments of the year in local prep sports. We'll be right back.
2015 marked another great year for a lot of local prep athletes and teams. Here's a recap of just some of the highlights from the year past.
Our first local champion in 2015 was crowned in February when Osseo High School senior Sarah Bezdacek won the state Nordic Ski Championship, while Wayzata's girls brought home the team title. One of the highlights of the winter sports season was the success of the Champlin Park boys basketball team. The Rebels cruised through most of the regular season and then beat Wayzata before a packed house at Rogers High School to win the Section 5 4A championship, and lost their only game of the season to Apple Valley in the state Class 4A final. Park Center's girls basketball team showed 2014 was no fluke. The Pirates won their conference and section, and then to cap it off, beat Marshall for a second straight season to win the Class 3A title. The Hopkins girls basketball team won their fourth championship in 5 seasons and 6th overall since 2004 by beating Eastview in the championship game. The spring brought more sunshine and more awards to local athletes and teams. Armstrong's baseball team won a second straight section title and a first-round game in the state tournament at St. Paul's new CHS Field. The Falcons finished third in Class 3A. State meet records in track and field were set by Hopkins senior Joe Klecker in the 1,600 meters and by Wayzata junior Ruby Stauber in the 800, who broke a girls' meet time record that had stood since 1986. Wayzata's boys won the state Class 3A golf championship for the first time since 2011. In Class A girls golf, Heritage Christian Academy sophomore Kiera Smith took home medalist honors, winning the 36-hole tournament by 5 strokes. In the fall, a veteran Hopkins boys cross-country team, led by 4 seniors from Golden Valley, won the program's first state team title in 13 years. Wayzata's Jared Carpenter was the Class AA individual champion. Led by Gatorade Player of the Year Sidney Healy, Champlin Park won a second straight section title in volleyball, beating Wayzata in a thrilling section final. The Rebels finished third at the state tournament. Wayzata's girls continued their dominant run in Class AA swimming and diving. The Trojans captured a third consecutive state championship in November, setting a handful of school records along the way. Finally, it was collectively one of the best seasons ever for local prep football teams. 2 local seniors were finalists for Mr. Football, Maple Grove's Isaac Collins and Park Center's Amani Hooker. But it was the Osseo Orioles who relished in the role as underdogs and rode the tide all the way to a Class 6A championship. Led by senior workhorse running back Prince Crua and a stout defense, the Orioles beat strong postseason foes Lakeville North, Totino Grace, and finally East Ridge in the final seconds to win the program's first state title since 1970.
And we have more to show you from the past year in an extended year in review story that will air this coming week on Sports Jam. That starts Monday on Channel 12 and 12.tv. And we'll be right back.
Some people do it, others don't bother, but with the new year, we wanted to hear your resolutions.
We headed out to the skating loop at Maple Grove Central Park to hear these plans for 2016.
You know, everyone always wants more money, wants to get fit. For me, you know, happiness is always going to be key. Family time's big for me, and you know, just being healthy.
I've got 4 kids, so just being a better mom would be great. Saying no to things that don't need to be done and sitting on the floor with them and playing games with them would be good.
I would say have a good senior year of high school.
I think throughout the year, whenever I feel I need to make a change in my life, I make it. I don't need a new year to do it.
I started back in August working out. I actually started the 21-day fix, so I've been working out 6 days a week and eating healthy.
And Happy New Year.
We will see you in 2016.